Well, hello everyone. This is Tracy Noriega coming to you, paying it forward on this Mindful Monday. And today's discussion is on the topic of forgiveness. A very big topic. I am going to try to keep it brief, but there's so much on this. And I want to give props to Miss Natalia of she's doing a YouTube channel. I'm going to put her link down below, or maybe just put up an end screen too, so you can check her out. She, on her YouTube channel, is she does motivational Mondays. So check it out after you check this. Like I said, I'll put it up there. And she's starting a series on a journey to self-love. And we're in the same business group, as well as some masterminds and other little projects outside. And one of the things I was really interested, because I've known her over the about a year now, and she greatly inspires me with her work and her introspection, was when she talked about the self-love, some of the components. And when she brought up the topic of forgiveness, we had lots and lots to talk about it, and we both felt its importance. And for me, it fits in the Mindful Monday, because you really do need to be mindful in order to forgive. And the again, the topic is so big. So how am I going to approach this? I took a couple of quotes that I felt kind of hit on it, and I'm going to just kind of go from there. So I like T.D. Jakes said that unforgiveness, unchecked, becomes a cancer in our soul. And so true, because it just kind of spreads. I know personally, I have held on to a lot of anger, a lot of animosity, and even lived from a place I would say was very vengeful, and which, spurred me on for many a year. Did it really serve me? Well, I wouldn't be here if I didn't do the things I did, but then at the same time, I do realize that I became so much more free when I did forgive. It is a cancer, and it eats at you, and the fact that the amount of time and energy and effort that goes into it's just, it's so much, and you never get that back. You just don't get that back. When a deep injury is done to us, we never heal until we forgive. That's from Nelson Mandela. And it's that too, I felt was true, and I picked it because when we don't forgive, we keep that wound there, right? There's this like little thing, I don't know. I always picked my scabs. I don't know if you picked your scabs when you were younger and stuff. But then it just started the healing process all over, right? Even if it was just a part of this big wound, and there was the deep part there, and I was just trying to get that out, right? And then it would just pick it away, and then the bleeding would start, and I'd have to start all over again, right? There is this part of us that then just becomes so attached to that pain, and the scab, the scar, the look here kind of thing. And forgiveness is that really deep inside out healing that needs to occur in order to really get over it and let it go, right? Um, let's see, what else do I have here? The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world. And that's by Miss Marianne Williamson. I love her, in the Course in Miracles. And yeah, it is a gift to humanity, actually. It really is. Because when everyone is holding on to this animosity, when everyone is holding on to grudges, we don't allow ourselves to have the relationships that we can with the people who are in our lives, while we hold this other stuff. Like, we are basically keeping it alive. Basically, yeah, I mean, we're the ones that are making it relive. And I mean, I know for a long time it was hard for me to even think about forgiving, especially when it was like my father, my biological father. I was molested by him, and I that there's just so much anger there, and it was, I had somebody to blame for everything, and for every reason why I felt that way that I did, and why he wasn't there. and it just made him the, like, the bad guy. And but it really, again, it didn't serve me. And I did feel like it was a weakness. Like, why am I going to forgive him? He did that. He deserves all of this anger and hate and whatnot. But it really hurts me more than anything else, which was, I like how Oprah put it. Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. And that one was like a bit, I had to read that a couple times. And yeah, it can't be any different. That's kind of an Eckhart Tolle thing, right? It is as it is, and there's that acceptance. It is. It already happened. We can't go back. There's nothing we can do about it. About the fact that it happened to us. Now, what we can do right now would be the really powerful thing, like Louise Hay says, I forgive myself and I set myself free, right? Because in reality, the holding on to the injustices and the crap that other people did to us is just this huge burden. It is just such a huge, like, it's like carrying around rocks, literally carrying around rocks and trying to be, I don't know, proud of them, thinking they're valuable, or they do shape us. I'm not going to say that our stories don't. And I've been doing awesome work with Miss Anthea Fenton of Empowering Angels, which, you know what? Natalia just did a interview with her for Motivational Monday. So I'll put that on here. That'll be perfect. 2 birds with 1 stone right there. But we find, too, in sharing our story, that is our strength. The things that happen to us are our strengths. But again, it's not there to be a victim. It's to be a victor. That we are the victor, that we got through that, and now we are stronger because of it, and now we can help and enable other people to move on. So I look at that very much with what I went through with incest and such. Just like my mom was strong enough to let me know that it had happened to her, and she was a model for me to know that I could make choices and have a happy life, and not live from a victim mentality, and also not fear that I had to perpetuate those things. So again, in sharing our story, in that story, I guess you do have to put a bit of forgiveness in that story. Your story should include some forgiveness, because it's really going to be so liberating for yourself. And I'm not even going to touch on the whole other aspect of forgiveness, which is self-forgiveness, which is really where I'm living now. I've done so much forgiveness for things I felt were done and wrong to me, to forgive those people. And you don't even really need to talk to them to forgive them. You can write it out in a journal and burn it, on a piece of paper afterwards, whatever you want to do. It's really the act of you doing the forgiveness for the person. They don't even need to be there. But now the next stage is self-forgiveness, which is a whole another topic, and I'll save that for another day, because I see we're already over the 8-minute mark, and I usually don't want to do that because I know you guys have short attention spans. Anyway, thanks for listening, you guys, and do look at who and what you need to forgive that you don't need to carry around anymore. Let go of those bag of rocks and feel free and fly. All right? Love you lots. Wishing you tons of prosperity and abundance. Cheers.